Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to the player ratings for Arsenal's 2-1 victory over Rapid Vienna. I have a couple of guests with me. Igal, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man.
Sam, how are you, mate?
Hey, I'm doing good today.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse after that. After 60th minute, it could have been worse. So, Igal, your thoughts on the game?
Ah, man. Okay, so there's two halves. There's the first
Yeah.
half where we're
Yeah.
lethargic. We're playing four at the back. We don't see much going on. Rapid Vienna had much more chances than us. They created more chances. They had more opportunities on the ball. We've seen
Yeah.
defensive errors. We've seen us always getting caught on the offside trap, and it almost made it seem like, here we go. People are already starting to say Arteta out. People are already starting to make jokes about the club. Banter's flying every single way. But then you have the second half performance. Second half,
Mhm.
we scored 2 goals in 30 minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
We had Aubameyang come on, give us a rescue. We had Leno, who nobody trusted after what he did the first time, make a crazy run outside the box, lose the ball, and I thought we were going to concede a second. I was so worried. But the biggest thing that I take away from this game is we've seen today that one man, David Luiz, put a lot of respect on his name. When he's cold, he's cold. But today, he showed that he's a very good player, and he did a really good job. And I was really proud of David Luiz's performance, Gabriel's performance. Disappointed in some guys, but Pepe got an assist. I was proud of
Yeah.
Pepe, but David Luiz and Gabriel, those two guys, they're going to be crucial for the rest of the season for us. And especially set pieces, they're monsters. They're really tall, 6'2" and 6'1", I think they are. So we got ourselves some Brazilian mountains in the back, and they're going to prove us a lot. And don't let me forget about one man, Bukayo Saka. He
Mhm.
is the guy. Doesn't matter what game it is, he's always showing up. He doesn't
Yeah.
care. He brings his bag to work every single day, and he tells people, "This is what I have in it. You ready?
Mhm.
I'm coming to play." And that kid, I'll leave it at Bukayo Saka, man.
Sam, do you agree with Gabriel and Luis?
Yeah, I also agree because they were the standout performers, but I think it got me some person who was the best out of all of them was Thomas Partey, because I think that's one of the best
I didn't want
debuts
to
I've
take
ever seen from
everything
an
away
Arsenal
from you guys.
player. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Thomas Partey was one of the best debuts I've ever seen from an Arsenal player since Mkhitaryan's ones, when he's got a hat-trick of assists against Everton. Shows how good our signings were this summer. Gabriel and Partey were our best players on the pitch at the end to really help us out. If it weren't for them two, then I think we would have lost the game today.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Igal, just a quick one. Before the game started, what was your prediction? What did you expect from that lineup?
I expected a 4-1 win. I did not expect a 2-1 shaky performance. You know what? I'm
Mhm.
crazy though. I expect us to win against City. I expect us to win against Liverpool. So when we come up against these kind of teams, I expect us to do what other teams do. Like, did you see Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen? They won 6. They scored 6. I expected us to
Mhm.
do that because remember last year when we were struggling under Emery, we would come to the Europa League group stages and we'd go pop, 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 to everybody. But you know
Mhm.
what? This is the hardest game we're going to have in the Europa League group stages. Rapid Vienna
Yeah,
away from home is going to be the toughest game we're going to have in the group stages. The rest of
I
the
agree
games
that. Yeah.
are not going to be this hard. So you know what? Relax. It's going to get better. It's going to get
Mhm.
easier. And hey, how would you compare Rapid Vienna to other teams that we faced this season? They were actually not scared of us.
Yeah, they're
Compare it
actually
to
not
West
scared of
Brom.
us. I think it's something that has carried over since last season. No team was ever afraid to play against us. Watford's away, Brighton's at home. You remember away to Watford, they had like 35 shots last season. Brighton at home, they had like 30 shots. So I think it has carried over from that. But I think we are more defensively solid, but there's something still off in that midfield. I don't know, man. As in, we were struggling to create anything. I don't know. Sam, what about you, man? What was your prediction before the game?
I had us winning 3-0 with a comfortable win, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're Arsenal, nothing's ever easy, and we've
Mm-hmm.
learned this throughout the years. Mainly my biggest issue is Lacazette and Leno today, because Lacazette is just poor. I mean, he's been on a sharp decline ever since last season, where
Yeah.
he just hasn't lived up to the expectation that we always set the standard to, and he's always been playing bad, and today showed the first half how bad he was and not taking his chances. I think he was our worst player on the pitch. Also on Leno, I think today, he's proving the doubters right because people are saying we saw the best keeper at Aston Villa, and as it's been showing, they've been proven right.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. So let's get into the player ratings and let's start with Leno. Igal, you can talk about Leno all you want before you leave.
I love Arsenal and I love my players and I support every single player. Leno, I know you're a good player, but you do one thing that makes you look bad. With your feet, you are not a good goalkeeper. With your hand, you're a good goalkeeper. With your brain, sometimes you're not the best of goalkeepers. Your decision making and your feet are not your best skills. So today, once again, he did a bad performance, and I have to give him a 4. And that's me being a nice guy. That's me being a nice guy. Some people would have given him a 0.
Sam, you agree?
Yeah, I think 4 is the right judgment because, this is his worst game in the Arsenal shirt I've ever seen. It gave me some vibes like Manuel or Mooney was still in goal for us.
Yeah, I'm going to have to head out soon.
No problem, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, but do you want me to give one more, guy? I want to give you my
yeah, go ahead. Man of the match.
My man of the match before I leave has to be Thomas Partey. Let's be honest. The midfield monster. Big up to him. I'm sorry for messing up your order, but I appreciate you bringing me on, Glenn.
No problem.
And hopefully I can come on at a better time. It's kind of late right now.
Awesome, man. I'll speak to you next time.
Peace, bro.
So so Leno, give him a 4.
Yeah, 4. I think that's the right call.
I think you guys are very kind. I'd actually give him a 3 because it was not that one mistake that he made. There was like 2 or 3 times that he almost like, oh man, he needs to stop passing from the back every time. So for me, I'm actually going to give him a 3. The next one I want you to speak about is Cedric. And because it didn't really stand out to me, man.
You know what? What's the thing about Cedric Arsenal is he's never had any good moments or bad moments. So he's just average. You can't critique him on anything. He's just there to make up the numbers, as you can see.
Yeah.
All again, just an average performance from an average player that we bought. We got scammed in by Kia, the agent.
Yeah.
He scammed us in. So average performance, I give him a 6 or around a 5. Actually, 5. 5 is a
5. Yeah.
5.
I'd go with the 5. I think it's an average performance. You could clearly see when Bellerin came on, that wing totally changed. Like I don't know, he doesn't attack. I don't know, man. Does he still have a chance at Arsenal for you, like in the Europa League? Do you still start him in the next game in the Europa League?
I mean, yeah, because we got a game next week in Europa League. Usually there's a 2-week break, and now the season physically demanding. So I think Cedric will come in use, but I'd rather much pay the academy kids to get experience than Cedric.
So you give him a 5, right?
Yeah, I think it's just average.
The next one is David Luiz.
He was okay today. You'd think the way 1-0 down, you think would be his usual mishap. 2 mistakes, the usual Luiz. But after that, he just climbed us back into the game, and fair credit to him because he's improved lately. He hasn't had that performance yet. I say yet.
Yeah.
That one bad game where he just gets a red card, costs us the game. So we're still waiting on that. Hopefully, this will come against United next week. But we'll know he helped us.
Not, man.
He helped us with a comeback, and he was solid with him and Gabriel. So I'll give him a 7.
A 7 for Luiz. I think I'd actually agree that I'd actually written a 7. I know those kind of games you're talking about, and he always does it away to the big teams. So the likes of City away, Chelsea away, that's when he usually gets those red cards. So I hope that game doesn't come this season, but I'd actually agree with you. I'm going to give him a 7.
United away next week as well, isn't it? United away.
That's a tough game. And then when Luiz makes a mistake, he doesn't make 1, he makes 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool, he gives away the ball and gives away a penalty. Chelsea gives away a red card, a penalty. I don't know, man. So 7 for him. Gabriel, was he better than Luiz? Was he same?
You know what? I think he's one of the best signing of the summer in all of Europe or all world football during this window. Because the amount of cheap money that we got for him, Harry Maguire is an £80 million player, and he cost around 25 million. It's an absolute steal, and he gives us what we've been needing for so many years. It's like defensive stability, and you know what? Confident in your defenders now that we've never been confident in because we had Mustafi at the back. Koscielny couldn't really play with the ball at their feet, and it's so good to have a defender that's actually quite good. You know, no more Mustafi, no more Koscielny. So Gabriel's a 9.
Wow, 9. I think that's pretty high. I think I'd actually give him a 7, man. 9. 9. Did he really? What really stood out for you?
He did. You know, let's make it 8 around the middle. Just 8, I think, because he was solid. You know, there's nothing wrong with him today, and he did his job well. So
okay, we'll go with an 8. Kolasinac. Of course, this is a guy everyone wanted to go, but I feel like he was kind of decent today. Any mistakes from him?
It's just underwhelming again. I still don't know how we had him on the books to sell him for 2 months, and we still couldn't get rid of him. And I heard that I think we tried to sell him we nearly got 10 million euros out of him, and the deal fell through for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but he started. We got no choice but to play him, and you know, then again, hopefully this is the last time we see him. But you know, that's unlikely.
Yeah,
this is one of those players that are dead wood that we want to get out immediately before we can start, you know, challenging and go back to the top. So, Kolasinac, average 5 or 4.
5.
I'll go for 5.
Yeah. I'd actually gone for 5. Average performance, didn't really stand out. I don't feel like the moment Tierney comes on, you could literally see something on the left. Like against City, Saka and Tierney, they look very good combination on the left. But Kolasinac, I don't know. But we have to deal with him in the Europa League, so I think he'll play in the rest of the Europa League. So 5, I agree with that. Saka, of course, very, very good performance against City today. Did he really match that?
Not really, because I think in the first half he did get a little injury, so I think that might have affected him. And also the referee, I think, didn't protect our players well today. I think it was really bad. But all in all, Saka was just a starlet again. You know, I think this season's going to be bigger than next, because I can see him playing a big role in the central midfield, because we've got no creative players, so he has to fill that gap right now, and I think he's doing it quite well. You know, another starlet, I'll go with a 7.
You personally, which position do you think is his favorite? Right, left, center, left back?
I think really what he was trained in the academy to do was play in left mid. So I think that's his preference, to play more of attacking goal. And you see the assists he get. So I think that's his preference. But then again, he can still get assists from central midfield, and he's so versatile. I think he's capable, and he's looked like a better central midfielder than half the players.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Let me know in the comment section what Saka's favorite position is. So you've given him a 7?
Yeah.
The next one is Thomas Partey. He finally started a game. What did you give him?
You know, if he didn't play him, there'll be no Thomas, no Partey. And today we had a Partey in midfield. Oh my God, how did we get this guy for £40 million? I can't wait to see him play in the Premier League and boss it. He bossed it today. If it weren't for him, we probably have lost the game, because he's a presence that we've lacked since Vieira, or not really Vieira, Abu Dhabi. We had Abu Dhabi in the midfield. You know, you saw him rising up at Vieira, Gilberto, more like a Gilberto to me. He's just such a good player. You know, star-studded. I'll give him a 9, because I don't think anyone's worthy of him today, but he's just worthy of a 9. He's just so good. I don't know how we got him. Because no one was in for him. World-class player, one of the best in the world, and he showed it again.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give him an 8. Would you have started him today?
I think really, I would have kept him for the Leicester game, but I've heard that I think if he needs to get rid of this is like a pre-season game for him, really. Just getting used to the style, the way we play. So I understand why Arteta played him, just to prepare him and see the way we play and get used to it.
That's probably the hardest preseason game we've ever played. That was a really tough game. El Neni. What a pass for Bellerin. Can you actually argue that he actually deserves to start ahead of Xhaka in the league?
No, I think he's not good enough. If you look at apart from that one moment before, if that moment with Bellerin never happened, we'll be criticizing him, because constantly when we're up in our box attacking, and he's always passing it backwards. I mean, surely as a midfielder, your first instinct we were taught in football is to pass forward, always look for the forward pass, never look back. And every game he's played in the season, he's constantly passing backwards, sideways. He's never looked for the forward pass. and he's just one of those players from brought under the old regime. That was born with a hype but never lived up to it, and is not good enough for Arsenal. But we have to. It's what we got. Apart from that moment, I think his level's gone up to a 6 today, just because that one moment with Bellerin.
I agree with that too. I'd give him a 6. So before we even get into the front three, what would be your midfield 2 or 3 going forward in the Premier League games? Between Partey, Ceballos, Xhaka, El Neni, who would you pick?
It's quite a difficult one. I would constantly rotate them, but my preference would be a defensive midfielder, Thomas Partey sitting there, and then Granit Xhaka there, because you know how much Xhaka's improved on Mikel and Mikel requires Granit Xhaka to play. And more what Xhaka does with Switzerland is he doesn't play in a DM role. He has more freedom to roam forward, so Partey will give Xhaka that extra push, and Bukayo Saka, because I think he gives us that pace and energy in midfield that we've been lacking.
Yeah, so you've given him 6.
Yep.
The next one is Pepe. I was just saying in the build-up before the game, this is a game I needed Pepe to prove something. Like, when he's playing alongside the likes of Aubameyang, he might not be the one we're depending on. But in a game like this, we have no Ceballos, we have no Willian, we have no Aubameyang. He's like the go-to guy. Did he really impress you today?
The thing that I'll say about Nicolas Pepe, he's got no support. Because if you look at the passing map for Man City, the least amount of passes on Nicolas Pepe. I know people say Bellerin assists a lot, but he's kind of holding Pepe back a little. Because mainly the amount of times you can see Nicolas Pepe demanding for the ball, and these players never give it to him. So I understand why he's not been performing, but with the quality and the money we've paid for, surely he can just bring out the moments himself without requiring help. All in all, I think we expect more from Pepe. I think this season is make or break. To see he's had 1 year in England, now this season's big. I heard that Willian's injured for Sunday, so hopefully he'll be playing and he has a lot to prove. But all in all, today with the assist, I was impressed. It's a 7, just solid.
7 for Pepe. You start him against Leicester yourself if Willian is available?
If Willian's available, I'll still start Pepe, because Willian has not been convincing in the past couple of games. And I think with Pepe, there's more of an attacking and pacey threat for Leicester's fullbacks.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with them. I was actually giving him a 6, but since he got an assist, I'm going to give him a 7 too. The next one is Lacazette. I know you talked about it in the beginning, but go ahead again. What do you think of Lacazette's performance?
I think, his time at Arsenal, I think, is reaching an end. I think the amount of performance he played. I know he's the only player that in footballing history that's got 3 goals in his first 4 games, and he's still rubbish. Honestly, I can't think of a player that's ever done that. Yes, he scored all those goals, but he got lucky with those goals. Any striker would score. You would score the goals he scored. But apart from the goals, what has he provided to Arsenal this season? I think he's mainly been poor, and he's been holding us back so much. And since last year, after Baku, I think he's just declined. Maybe he had an injury. I think last season in preseason he had an injury. Could that be a fact? But I'm not sure. But we thought there was hopes on the Arteta that he would improve, and that's not the case. And I'd rather have Eddie Nketiah play now, or Aubameyang. Just put Aubameyang up top now. It can do you no harm. But all in all, Lacazette gets a 4.
4. For Lacazette, I was watching some highlights from Wenger's last season, since it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Wenger. So they were showing the best moments from his last season. And Lacazette was scoring some really fantastic goals. Like the overall play, even with Welbeck and stuff, it looked very good. But it's like his decision-making right now and confidence the last 1 year has been really short. Like against Liverpool, those 2 chances, fluffed them. Today, that one-on-one chance, he can't make up his mind. Shoot, pass the ball to Aubameyang, try and dribble. He makes the wrong choice. So, I don't know. I think also the yellow card. Very silly yellow cards all the time, arguing with the referee. So I'm not going to give him a 4, but I'm going to give him a 5 for today, just because those chances and just looks short of confidence. So I'm going to give him an average 5.
Would he start against Leicester? Would he start against Leicester? Because I'm not sure. Because who can we play there?
Well, there's an option of starting Aubameyang, Saka, and Pepe. But yeah, I'd just give him the game again. I'll just give him again. But then if he doesn't perform in that one, then going ahead to Dundalk game, United game, Leeds, Everton, then you have to think twice because he hasn't really been starting the last few games anyway. So the reason why is because also Nketiah today didn't really impress me. I usually don't like him on the wing, so he always looks so lost. I don't know why he always plays on the wing. So what did you think of his performance? Also picked up a silly yellow card and could easily have been sent off.
We can't really blame him because he's not playing in his actual position. He's played someone that he's never played before, so it's kind of a hard ask. But all in all, it's just youth mistakes with that yellow card. Where he shot it after the referee has blown his whistle, and all in all, you've seen players get sent off later for just because of a silly yellow card, and I think ties into his youth, and he's not aware of the game. I don't think he's really a starter. I see him as being a Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Olivier Giroud for Arsenal, which is coming off the bench and just scoring goals. I think the longest Southern player in this team will be Nketiah, but I think I see him being on the bench for the next 10 years. It's the Arsenal supers up coming off the bench like Danny Welbeck or Olivier Giroud. So I don't see his future at starting 11, but on the bench. And today proved why he shouldn't be starting. Yes, he's got goals, but he doesn't really bring anything else or provide. He just needs one chance or two chances to put it away, but he can't get there in this team with no creativity. Nketiah gets a 6 today.
6. Before I get into Nketiah, 26 people in the chat. Let me know your man of the match and make sure you smash the like button. I would really appreciate it. This is Sam with me, helping me through the player ratings. So Nketiah for me is going to get lower than that. He's going to get a 4. Like, he looked very lost. I know it was not his position, but he looked very lost. Didn't get any chances. That yellow card, almost got a red card. He always has that in his game. I don't know. He seems like a nice person, but he always has that red card somewhere every time, like carelessness, I think it is. So for me, he's going to get a 4 today, but obviously him and Lacazette is like a flip of a coin. Like, you wouldn't know who starts any day. So let's get into a more positive place now. Aubameyang from the bench. I didn't really want him to come on today. I was hoping we didn't need him or we wouldn't require him. What did you think of his 30 minutes?
I think he just saved us again. Same old Arsenal from last season. Aubameyang comes on and saves Arsenal. This has been a story of Arsenal in the last 2 years since he's been there. We've been lethargic, and since he came on, he brought the energy and confidence that required. Just play him in his position against Leicester. Put him again because Sonuchu's injured. He's going to be going against Wes Morgan and Johnny Evans, and if he plays against those two, you know what damage he can do. They're so defenders. Today, showed Aubameyang how crucial he is, and thank God he signed a contract. Our best player by far. I don't know why people are saying you see how good he is. He doesn't score for 2 games, and people are criticizing him. So you see the level, how high he is. And today, Aubameyang deserves at least an 8 today, in my opinion.
Which is his favorite position? Center forward, left wing.
When the Bundesliga, where he scored 31 goals that season, he outscored Lewandowski. He mainly played at the center forward. But I think in Arsenal, he's been forced to contribute to the left. He's taking one for the team. But when Emery's first season, he won the Golden Boot on the left. And he was one behind Partey by playing on the left. So I think for Arsenal, the best position for him is on the left.
The thing with Aubameyang, I want him as a centre forward too, but I also feel like he does well in the left wing. But the reason I don't like the left wing is, that's the same wing the likes of Salah play. That's the same wing the likes of Traore play. So every single time we come across those teams against those teams, he's in our box defending. And when the ball goes forward, it lands on Lacazette, no Aubameyang. We want Aubameyang in that position, probably not Lacazette. So I feel like he has to defend too much. I know everyone needs to defend in the team, but the left wing, he needs to defend so many times. So for me today, I'm going to give him a 7. And the next one, I'm going to give him higher than that because I think he had such a good tackle, a good assist. Bellerin, what did you think of his 30 minutes? They came on at the same time.
A lot of Arsenal fans criticize Bellerin for not being good enough. And, he's not the Arsenal level, but, so far this season, he's gotten so many assists and that he's helped us so much. After the horror show at City, I think it was that he led to the Golden Mistake. He came on today, and I think he found this level today.
That's harsh.
But in the previous Premier League games, against Liverpool and City, in the big games, he's really, really poor. And, gave away the fast break 3 times. But I'm not going to look at the negatives. I'm looking at the positive. And, without him crossing those balls in, I think we could have gotten a point, not a win today. I think his crossing has improved overall since the beginning of last season. I just want him to improve on the defending part. Because now fullbacks nowadays, the modern fullback is just attack. It's just basically a winger who can't defend. That's a modern fullback. So I want Bellerin to improve more because he's required and asked. Because if we're putting a back four, then he has to do more defending and improve on it. But today, Bellerin, the attacking part, I give him a 7.
Yeah, I think he always loses focus in those games, big games. Positioning-wise, he's terrible. Position-wise, he's terrible. Do you think we would have won that game if he didn't come on?
I don't think so, because really, if you see Cedric, we talked about Cedric earlier, nothing was coming from him. He was bringing nothing to the table. And usually with Arteta, we usually rely with our fullbacks to score goals.
Yeah.
If you look at the goal against Fulham, Bellerin was involved. The game win against Chelsea in the FA Cup final, fullback was involved. So at least 80% of our goals, the fullback plays an integral part, and really again showed off how key it is to have a great fullback, because Cedric wasn't doing anything on the attacking part, and when Bellerin came on, he scored 2 goals in 5 minutes. So it goes to show how good he is attacking wise.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8 because of that assist, and also that there's a couple of tackles he made later on in the game. So I'm going to give him an 8. If we'd see him playing like that every single game, then you'd actually make a case for him to start ahead of Niles. Would you bring on Niles soon to the starting lineup?
It depends on what type of opponent, because if we're playing someone like Leicester, who just like to play on the counter, then I'll play Ainsley Maitland-Niles, because defensively, I think he's more better than Hector Bellerin. I think on the one-on-one situations, he's one of the best fullbacks in the league when he's playing. Because the games he played against Adama Traore, where he never got a sniff. I think Liverpool, Mo Salah went missing, and then the FA Cup semi-final against City, where he was just sensational on the left. But if we're playing a team like Burnley, then I see Bellerin play on the right. But if this Sunday, I'll play Maitland-Niles against Leicester.
Okay, so 7 for you.
Yeah.
Willock, was he on for long enough?
I think what his range is, this is raw in the 80th minute, just because we see what he does. He just carries the ball forward. He holds on his hold up well, because in the corner, he always takes it to the corner. That type of player, to hold up the play and really help us. That's what he's been doing on the Midfield, but I don't think he can give him a rating, so I'll just give him an NA.
Okay, and not available for anyone wondering. I'm just going to give him a standard 5. Nelson obviously wasn't on for that long. There's someone else who came on, I'm forgetting. I was actually surprised that there were 5 people who were supposed to come on. He allowed 5 subs in the Europa League. So
can I just say something about this? Because this is a disadvantage for the smaller teams. Because if you have a team like Arsenal, AC Milan, Tottenham, Leicester, you've got more squad depth. Or these smaller teams have no players that can bring on the bench. So it's a disadvantage for them. And this is why also in Man City, they're so good in the League Cup, because they can change so many players. So the smaller teams are disadvantaged this year in the Europa League.
Are we part of the smaller teams? Because in the league, to me, every time we come up against City and Liverpool, I always feel like they have such a better squad than us. The players forget, Tierney also came on for a couple of minutes. So the last one, Mikel Arteta. What did you give Mikel Arteta for today? Starting lineup, substitutions. What did you think about them?
I think the starting lineup, I think everyone would have gone for the starting lineup if you're Mikel Arteta. But the way we played, I think it was quite negative. Some Arsenal fans are frustrated. He shouldn't be calling for this man to go, because it's far too early. Give him 2 years, a couple of transfer windows to get the backing he wants. This is not his squad. His hand's been forced to play this style of football, because he hasn't got the equipment and the players to do it. So really, Mikel Arteta is just average performance. We got the win, so I'll give him a 6.
6. I agree with the 6. Yeah, probably I'd agree with the 6. Nothing higher than that. Yes, we got a win, but it should have been more comfortable than it was. How about the referee? That referee was harsh, man. What do you think about that referee? Like 6, 7 yellow cards, 8 almost.
I think he's just trying to take in the moment because I think this is his first European game. And if you see the referees in the Champions League, what you require is a certain amount of games that you require in the top leagues. So I think this is a rookie ref. He's an amateur, just learning the trade. I think he tried, he was overwhelmed, he didn't know what to do. He fought by controlling the game by giving everyone yellow cards, but I don't think he had an idea what he was doing. But he's more like an English referee today, so that's one thing we can get used to. A Premier League referee level type of referee. The referee was not good enough, I'll give him a 0.
I think I'd go with the same. He was very harsh. Like that Nketiah yellow card, he actually counted for him. He was like, I gave you 4 seconds and he still shoot the ball. I was like, wow, this one is harsh. HJ90 says, got so lucky today. Just quickly through the comments. Got so lucky today we'll get spanked by Leicester. Do you agree, Sam? We need to create chances. It's a desperate situation.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll say about Leicester because if there's no Jim, I heard there's no Jimmy Vardy and no Sonucci, the 2 best players, and I think even if we don't play the level, I think we can still beat them. It's just taking chances. That's what I'm at.
There was no Vardy. There was also no Aguero against City, but he miraculously recovers after 2 years and he plays against Arsenal. So you wouldn't be surprised if Vardy also comes from any years. We can't play against Vardy. He always messes us up. I think he's already 10 goals or something, home and away. So terrible. My man of the match, Partey, you agree? Who was the man of the match, Sam?
Thomas Partey. He just bossed him forward and shows why we paid the money for him and shows why he's the best midfielder or one of the best midfielders in the world as well. This is what we've been crying out for in our midfield, and he showed what he's worth today. So Partey man of the match.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Cedric was decent today. SJ90, I'm not quite sure. Bellerin is too inconsistent. I think that is what Sam was saying. I think Willock needs a loan. Would you take him out on loan in January?
I think I would have Cup in the Championship on the Premier League club because I heard that Blackburn were interested in him before signing Harvey Elliott. I think more the Championship will give his understanding of the game because he still has a little bit of selfishness in his game. Because if you remember last season in his first 2 games against Bournemouth and Chelsea, where in the Chelsea game, if you remember that he was through and goal and Lacazette was open and he didn't take the pass and he goes for the glory.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And the Bournemouth game in the last minute, could have passed to Pepe and put the game and got the winner, but he went for the glory again. So I think
I remember that 1-1 draw,
So the Championship, I think, will just give him an understanding of the game and just give him a little more experience. So Championship loan is needed.
I agree with that. DWTT, thank you, Gary. Yep, it was Tierney. I want to see Smith Rowe. The funny thing is, at the end of last season, I was talking about Saliba making an impact the next season in Smith Rowe, but they're nowhere to be found, man. What has happened to this kid, man?
I don't think Arteta thinks he's ready yet. That's what my general belief is. Because I think the last time he played the game was in Freddie Ljungberg's last game, that 0-0 draw at Everton. I think that's the last time I see him in Arsenal shirt, and he was doing quite well. I just think Arteta is viewing other players, and could it be the level in training, him working hard, or I think Arteta doesn't think he's ready yet, and that's my belief as well. I think he just needs one more loan spell before he can get his game ready.
I'll go with that too. TT asks, 2 goalkeepers on the bench again. Yep, still no space for Ozil. We still prefer 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Yep, HJ90, they're part of the squad. Arsenal Alex, thanks for being here. He says Arteta 2. Harsh?
I think that's a little harsh. If it is a draw, then 2. But at the end of the day, we set out the game plan and we won. So I gave him a 6, and that's what he deserves.
Yeah, Partey man of the match. I don't really care about referee. Relevant for me. Focus on performance. HJ90, sometimes you have to look at the referees. I can count for you 30 decisions that have gone against us, in the last 1 year alone, penalty against Pepe against Sheffield at home last season, away from home, a foul on Socrates. This season, Gabriel, high boot against City. Liverpool, Mane should have been sent off. So there's a lot of time you have to look and wonder. But you need to concentrate on the performance first. If Vardy plays, him and Gabriel could be, I agree that, Partey man of the match and Gabriel are mentioned, Partey must be thinking, what are these rubbish players around me? And, I can actually imagine, like, he's like, I've been playing with the likes of Griezmann, Diego Costa, and I'm like here with Nketiah, like he's wondering what the hell is going on. Gabriel, I like him. I think we all do. Free Ozil.
No.
Papa says Arsenal crap. No, it wasn't. Lucky win at on that ice. So yeah, the last point now I'm going to ask you about Sam is Ozil. Did you want him to be in any of the squads, or are you like, night, his time is done? I agree with what is going on.
I wanted him to be in the squad for most of the games because this is a long season and we need depth. Maybe if we're struggling to break teams down, that's why I saw it. But then I found out what was actually going on in the club because we had a show with DT on the football terrace, and backstage he told us, I can't tell anyone about this, but this he said the situation going on also, and Mesut Ozil has been a massive problem for the club, and that financially he doesn't care about the club. So, and this is not Mikel Arteta's decision compared to Mesut Ozil. Even Mikel Arteta said it. This decision comes from higher up, so you can't really blame Arteta. So this is a club decision from the board not to play Mesut Ozil.
Yeah. So HJ90 says Arteta is out of his depth, and Arsenal Alex says if Arteta goes tomorrow, I couldn't care less. Wow, those are some surprising comments. I don't agree with that. Like, the players we have also, like, you have to think about that. I'll give him 2 transfer windows, and then we'll see how it goes. So, just a quick one. Sam, thoughts on Leicester? Can we get a win? Will we get a win?
I think we'll win because without Sonucci, he's out for 4 months. They've got a slow defense in Mez Morgan and Johnny Evans. So this is what I want to see on Sunday is front three of Saka, Pepe, and Aubameyang. Just pace and creativity on that wing. They create chances, crossing in balls for Aubameyang, taking Leicester on with our pace. If we play with that front three and Partey and Gabriel play the way they play today, Leno steps up a level, we'll win the game easily. I think I'll say 2-0 Arsenal.
And what formation would you go for, and who would be your middle three? Sorry,
I'll go with a 4-3-3, like we did today. I have more faith in Gabriel and Luiz playing in a back four than I would before. I think the midfield will be Thomas Partey in a DM role, Granit Xhaka midfield, along with Dani Ceballos, and the front three will be Bukayo Saka on the left, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up top, and then Nicolas Pepe on the right. That's what I'll go for. With a back four of Luiz, Gabriel, Bellerin, and Tini.
Awesome, man. Where can they follow you?
They can follow me, Samuel4002AFC on Twitter. I give opinions there. Sometimes not good opinions, as some people say. And
no problem, man.
You just find me to give me a follow.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for coming on for this.
Thank you for having me on, man. It's a pleasure. It's fun.
No problem. 36 people in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button. That was the player ratings for Arsenal's 2-1 victory over Rapid Vienna. We play Leicester on Sunday. We play Dundalk on Thursday, and we play United after that. And then there's an international break like in 2-3 weeks' time. So we got a win, 3 points on the board. A win is a win. Let's hope for a better performance against Leicester. Thank you very much for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.